I've mentioned a couple times throughout my channel that I was born with a chronic illness, and I've discussed a bit about it with my Make-A-Wish videos, and many people know that Make-A-Wish is a foundation for people with life-threatening illnesses. But I've never actually went into detail about people that I know, about my issues, about my family, and just spreading more awareness about the issue. What I was born with is a heart defect. And most people actually do not know that you can be born with a heart defect, and it is called congenital heart defect or congenital heart disease, CHD. And 1 out of 100 kids every year is born with CHD. I happen to have been one of them. My dad happened to be one of them. And there is several different types of heart disease. A lot of people only know about cardiovascular disease, which is, caused by lack of exercise, being overweight, unhealthy diet, smoking, things like that. People know about that one. A lot of people don't know about all the different ones that you can be born with. So when I tell people that I'm born with heart disease, they tend to not believe me, or when I say that I have heart disease, they tell me to stop being unhealthy, to start working out, stop eating unhealthy, or they assume that I'm overweight, or they assume that I'm a smoker, or something like that. But that's not the only way you can get heart disease. And when people do believe me when I say that I am born with it, they think it's genetic. It's not genetic. It can be. It's genetic in my family, because my dad has it, and we have a history of heart issues on my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. It can be genetic. But it also cannot be genetic. It just depends on you. Like every other illness, mental illness, disease of any kind, if you have a history of it in your family, there is a high risk that you will get it, your grandchildren will get it, or your own children will get it. That's just how genetics are. That's just how things are in the world lately, or always has been, should I say. I have a long list of mental illnesses that run in my family. I have a long list of physical issues that run in my family. But this is my family. This is not my friend's family. This is not Obama's family or Trump's family. This is mine. I represent myself. I do not represent every kid that has congenital heart disease. Like, I do not represent every kid that has depression, anxiety, bipolar, or every kid that is transgender. I represent myself, and I just talk about what I know and my experiences. I am not a voice of the people. I am not the face of the people who deal with these situations. I am just myself, and this is my story. Okay? Like I said, it's genetic in my family. My dad has tetralogy of Fallot, meaning he has multiple holes in his heart that he got patched up. My friend Hannah has the same exact heart disease as mine, but mine's is slightly different than hers. We both have pulmonary atresia, meaning our right ventricle is small. I have a little bit more going on with mine than she does with hers. And I think she actually has a video discussing her heart disease. I don't know. I will put a link down to her channel in the description below. And my dad found out about his heart disease when he was, I think, about 7 or 5 years old. With his tetralogy of Fallot, it took him several years to start realizing that he had this. And some heart problems, it is like that. You can go years and years and years without knowing that you have heart disease. until that one day something happens and then your life changes. Where if you have pulmonary atresia, that usually does not happen because, well, you're missing like part of your right ventricle. I mean, it's kind of hard to live when you're missing part of such a valuable, like, artery in your heart or in your body or whatever. I'm scatterbrained today, sorry. But there are also people that have like half of a heart. There's been people that were born with their heart outside of their chest. There's several different types. I had to have 3 open heart surgeries, where my dad only had to have 1. And that kind of puts him under like the low risk or the medium risk like patient, where I'm on the top end of high risk. So there's like 3 different things. People who are low risk, medium risk, and high risk. Think low risk is like people with pacemakers usually, and then medium, that can change to a whole bunch of things. And then like high risk is like people like me with Fontan procedures. Like I said, I only know about really my experience, my heart disease. I can't be the spokesperson for people with a low risk, with a medium risk, or everyone with a high risk. I'm only a spokesperson for myself. And I had my first open heart surgery at 8 days old. I remember the story pretty well because my mom used to tell me about it, about a nurse putting me in an ugly outfit. And she did not like this outfit, so she was taking me out of it, and she starts noticing that I'm having breathing issues, and I'm starting to turn purple and blue. There's a lot of issues just going on. But I also didn't really look too normal as a baby. But, you know, they didn't really think too much of it. They didn't really think too much that their kid could be born with heart disease because my older brother didn't have it. So the nurse takes me. They do, you know, catheters. They do x-rays. They look to see what is wrong with me. And once they determine what is wrong with me, they do the first procedure, which is a stunting. And basically what that is they get a stunt and they put it in the main vessel, the main blood vessel, to kind of just open it, widen it a bit, you know, get blood flowing, get all that situation. You outgrow this typically in a few months. They usually say about, you know, 2 to 3 months. Me, I didn't outgrow it until I was like 8 months old. And then I had my second open heart surgery, which is the Glenn procedure. And they kind of get a large vein and like directly attach it to the pulmonary artery, and there would be another vein that continues to provide blood to the right ventricle or the right side of the heart, which is like surgically repairing like the pulmonary valve, something like that. I'm trying to like go off of memory from when I've been told what's been going on. And they do all that procedures to kind of like hope the right ventricle will grow larger in size. So they have that done, and then they monitor you for a while to see, like, you know, if anything changes, see if it grows in size. They wait about until you're 3 to 5 years old to see if it grows. And if it doesn't, then they do the last and final procedure, unless you get a heart transplant. This is the Fontan procedure. This is the procedure that I had. This is what makes me a high-risk patient mainly. My doctor always told me, if I do not know how to say my heart disease or what I have, and most people do not know what pulmonary atresia is, but they do know what the Fontan is. So if I ever have any issues, my doctor always say to tell them that I have the Fontan. And now because I have a different blood thinner, I have to tell them that I am on Coumadin and I have the Fontan. So I got everything on this. Just like hold this up and be like, this is what I have. Okay? Thanks. But when they realize that your heart is not growing, when they realize that the right ventricle is not growing, they do a new procedure, and it's the Fontan procedure, and it's basically creating a pathway that allows most, and if not all, of the blood coming to the heart to like flow directly into the pulmonary artery. And that's like a really big, complicated procedure. And that's basically all I've been told about it. All I know is just the issues that it kind of gives me. And sorry that this video is a bit rambling. But a lot of people, when I do tell them that I was born with heart disease and I had 3 open heart surgeries, they always ask to see my scar. Which, you know, it's right there. It's not very fancy. It's not very cool. I mean, people think it's cool. It's been there all my life. I just think it's a scar. But my scar, it fades from like right here, but it goes to like here, and then it goes a little past almost down to my belly button. And then I have 2 on like right here, like under my breast kind of thing. Yeah. And then I got multiple here. And then I think I got like here, got one on my ankle. I got several little holes in my stomach from tubing and other stuff, I think. And then I have one here, and then just a whole bunch of needle scars on my arms, my hands, my legs, you know. I look like a heroin addict almost. Just saying. I've actually had schools think I did heroin because of all the scar tissue. Thanks, schools. You do not pay attention to my history. Sorry about my dogs. But I do have to deal with a lot of health issues, a lot of breathing issues, a lot of doctor's appointments, medication, just a whole bunch of bull crap that I do not want to deal with, but I have to deal with for the rest of my heart, or rest of my life, not heart, but, that's just me. That's just my life. There's some people that will have certain heart disease where, like, they only have to take medication for this long, they only have to do this, they only have to do that, they only have to see their cardiac doctor every other year, every 3 years, rarely ever, almost never. My dad, I don't remember the last time my dad actually saw his cardiac. Yeah. I have to see mine every year. I have to see a general doctor every 6 months. It's just, and then every 3 weeks I go in for blood testing and just a lot of stuff. And then being transgender on top of it, having to do self-injections every 2 weeks, and then every, I think 3-6 months, have to go in, do a blood tests for that to see if my blood count is increasing, because I can't have clotting, because clotting can cause a lot of issues because of the fontan that I have, and it's just so much has to go into every little thing that I do every single day. And people are like, but you're 19 years old. You're fine. No, I'm not. People make fun of me when I say that I'm tired. People make fun of me when I say my back hurts, my neck hurts. I can't stand for too long. They're like, well, stop being out of shape. Like, yes, I'm a bit out of shape, I'll admit that, but I also have a body that is fighting several different chronic illnesses, with mental and physical. I'm physically exhausted every day. Just talking right now, too much, my chest is hurting, and I'm tired, and I want to go take a nap now after this video. I need to drink a lot of water. And plus, I'm in California right now, and it's like, lately this weekend, it's been extremely hot. I've been dealing with heat exhaustion. I've been throwing up. I've been just utter shit. And this is my life. This is what I have to deal with. I don't speak for other people that have congenital heart disease. I don't speak for other people that have other illnesses. But this is what I deal with on a daily basis in my life. I can't take showers without feeling winded after I get out, because, you know, I like taking hot showers sometimes. I like taking warm showers. The heat in general, any kind of heat, whether if I'm drinking like hot coffee, I don't drink hot coffee though, but I'm just saying, if I did drink hot coffee, if I drink like hot chocolate or had soup or something, because of the heat, it makes me physically exhausted. No matter what kind of shape, form it is in, I will be hot. Like, if I'm drinking water that's been sitting out in the sun for a really long time, I will start feeling like shit afterwards because of the heat of the water. And that's just my body. And it's kind of annoying, because I would love to have so many hot baths and love to have so many hot showers, but it's hard to have a hot shower and not almost faint when I get out. And I don't even have like really long showers, and I don't even really have extremely hot showers. Like, it could just be a bath, and I could just get up to go like grab my like body wash that's like on the top shelf, and then I will instantly start feeling dizzy. That's just that. That is my life. These are just some of the things that I have to deal with. Physical. And then the mental issues that I have because of this. Because of the depression that I started getting at a very young age. Because people are calling me disease kid. People don't even want to be near me because I have a disease. Teachers treating me different because I have a disease. Like, I'm contagious. And this is what I had to deal with all my life. But people tell me to suck it up. Like, you don't know what it's like to be like me. But I'm not saying my life is worse than yours. My life has a challenge, yeah. But I am not suffering. I am not a victim. I am a survivor. I am a warrior. That is what I am. And that is what I will always continue to be. Because I don't let my heart disease define me. I don't let any of my chronic illnesses, whether it's mental or physical, define me. I don't even let my transgender stuff define me, because I am a man of trans experience. I am not a trans man. I am just a man that just had a history of transitions. That is it. Like, I am not ill, not mentally ill, not physically ill. I am just a person that has a history, that has experience with heart disease that has experienced bipolar and depression and anxiety and panic attacks. That is just what I am. I'm not different than anyone else. I am human, and I am one motherfucking rad-ass human. And that is what I have to say, okay? Because if you want to bully me for something that I can't even control, fine. It only makes you look like an asshole. Because that's not going to ever affect me anymore. I'm not even going to give a damn if you want to make fun of me for being trans. If you want to make fun of me for having these mental illnesses, for having the physical illnesses that I have, for the fact that I had 2 heart attacks, for the fact that I had so much going on in my life, that only makes you petty. And that makes you look like an asshole. And that makes me even look more rad. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be cocky. But it's just a known fact. If you make fun of someone for something they can't control, it just makes you look like a dick and them look cool. In my opinion. But this video is a little long. I'm sorry about that. I can be a little rambly. But this is something I'm really passionate about. I love educating people about my heart disease. I love educating people about everything that I deal with. That is why I make the videos that I make. That is why I make these long, rambly stuff. And, like, you guys actually can follow me on my social media. Like, they're always in the links down below. In the description down below, I always have links. And you can go on my page and you can find them as well. And you can always, like, message me. You can always leave comments. You can always ask any kind of question you want. Whether if they're stupid and obnoxious, I will still answer them. Or if you're generally actually curious of what it's like to deal with having several chronic illnesses and transitioning. But I don't represent everyone. So keep that in mind. I just represent myself and my experiences. And I'm gonna get going because I actually am very tired and it's really hot in my room from having the computer on. And I need to turn my AC back on because it's loud and I didn't have it on throughout this whole recording. And I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take care of myself. And, yeah. Have a good day. Okay? Deuces.